What's your age?
33.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I broke up with my ex-boyfriend who wanted to marry me because there was a power struggle in our relationship, and I wanted him to dominate me because I didn't want to be the leader, but I was the leader.
So why didn't you just submit to him?
Because I didn't feel safe with him. If he made me feel safe, I would have naturally submitted and we'd be amazing.
So what were some of the things that he did that made you feel like you were the one leading?
He couldn't make fast decisions, and I can make faster decisions.
Give me an example.
I mean, everything we did. He was gonna get his real estate license. He couldn't even pick the date for the test. Like, I'm sorry, I have 2 real estate licenses. I can pick dates for tests.
I think we should acknowledge that she's a little tipsy. Like she's definitely been drinking a little bit, but that that liquid got her speaking real honestly, though. You know what I mean, and that's good. But yeah, I mean, this is what a masculine identity is all about, right? That consistency, that ability to produce a certain quality of life based on your decisions, your thoughts, your words, your actions, how you do what you do as a man, and how consistently you can do it. A woman begins to rely on that, right? And when she sees that you falter, and not just falter once or twice, but like you continue to falter, or you are indecisive and you don't really know what you're doing, or women begin to feel very unsafe. And not only that, but they begin to lose attraction as well, because a woman needs to feel safe and secure in order for her to fully submit, for her to fully give herself to you. And when I look at this situation, it's the type of situation where she was dealing with a guy that he was probably a decent guy, but he did not have a masculine identity, meaning that he didn't really know who he was. He wasn't comfortable with who he was as a man. And so he was probably playing the average role, and he wanted to marry her probably because he thought she was attractive and beautiful and all that other stuff. But like she said, he had trouble making decisions, like simple decisions, especially when it comes to and notice the example of decision that she brought up about him getting his real estate license. When it comes to decisions of ambition and leveling up and evolving and growing and doing more and being able to show that you can secure more and more resources, a woman kind of needs that, right? A woman needs that sense of security that her man knows what to do, that her man knows how to make himself better. This is why I always tell you guys, make sure you're living a dope life before, during, and after any female, because it's not about trying to impress the female. You want to be able to live a dope life for yourself. You want to be able to do the things that you know you want to do based on your ambitions, based on your goals, your dreams, your purpose, whatever it is. You want to be able to move closer and closer to your goals, regardless of what's going on, whether you're in a relationship or not. And a lot of guys, sometimes they get with a woman and they slow down, right? You know, they do everything they can, or they do everything they think they should do as an average guy to attract a woman. And then they think, oh, now that I have a girl, my life is complete. And a lot of times the average guy, the guy with no masculine identity, who doesn't know who he truly is, he starts to get complacent. And he's like, well, you know, I got a little job. I'm making a little bit of money. I got myself a girlfriend and she's cute. So I'm good. I'm chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they get complacent. And women can sniff complacency out, because, look, it's not just about complacency and being ungrateful for where you are. At the same time, a big part of gratitude is showing appreciation. And what does that mean? That means that we are so grateful for all of the good things in our lives. We're also going to show appreciation by adding value. You understand? We're going to take action by showing our appreciation for the things that we're grateful for by adding value, right? So if we are grateful for knowledge, we're going to show appreciation by gaining more knowledge. You get what I'm saying? If we appreciate life, we're going to show appreciation by doing something special and eventful and spectacular with our day. We're going to make some type of progress. We're going to do something that is going to get us closer to our goals. And if we're grateful for ourselves, we're going to add value to ourselves all the time. That means we're going to continue to, work out better, eat better, and do better things, make better decisions for our lives. You understand? And see, in a situation like this, with the whole getting your real estate license, she looked at herself and was like, I got 2 real estate license. In this situation, he made the mistake of basically promising her that he was going to get his real estate license. And then she noticed that he was procrastinating and floundering with his decision. And so she lost respect for him, which made her lose attraction for him, which made it impossible for her to submit to him. And that's what she means when she said there was a power struggle in the relationship, and she lost respect, she lost attraction. And so she had to get rid of him. She had to dump him. I'm telling you guys, like, when you don't have a masculine identity, when you don't understand your own path, your own journey, like I'm telling you, you should have some sort of a plan laid out for yourself. That means you have the GPS, or you have your map, and you know the journey that you're on. And it's up to you to find a woman to accompany you on that journey. But when you start standing still and being stagnant, the woman's going to start looking at you funny, like, wait, whatever happened to the journey? Whatever happened to following the GPS and making these plans and making the left turn, making the right turn, and going straight and doing what we do? Whatever happened to all of that? In a lot of situations, right, you have to remember that women are like children, right? So if you promise a kid that you're going to take him to the park to play catch, and then the evening comes and you never took him to the park, that kid's going to feel disappointed. Women are the same thing. If you promise a woman, hey, I'm going to go get this job, or I'm going to go get this license, or I'm going to go get this certification so I can do this job and make more money and level up and do what I do, and you're talking all this talk, but you don't take action to back it up, or you're acting all indecisive and immature, or you're acting inconsistent with your decision making, she's going to lose respect. She's going to lose attraction, and she will never be able to submit to you. So this is the type of thing we mean when we say to get your shit together, right? You want to get your masculine identity. You want to know who you are and what you're about. And sometimes I'll also say this. Sometimes maybe you don't need to be with a woman until you really do that. You understand? Maybe you don't really need to be with a woman until you kind of get some type of handle on that. Now, am I saying you got to be a billionaire and then get a female, or then get a girlfriend, or then get into a relationship? I'm not saying that. But you still got to know something about who you are. So when you bring that woman into the fold, when you bring a woman into your life and you start making moves, she at least understands that based on the man you are, these are the moves that you're going to make. And then she's deciding to submit to the journey and be a part of the mission, right? Submission. She's under the mission. Ultimately, it's your mission that she's under. So if you want a woman's submission, you got to have a mission. And if you ain't got no mission, she's not going to submit. You see what I'm saying? That's literally how it works. So that dude probably just needs a little bit more time to develop his masculine identity, to figure out what he's really trying to do, and then get himself a girl that is more aligned and compatible with his personality. Or maybe get a woman who is gonna be more helpful, right? Maybe he needs the type of woman that's a little bit more helpful. Maybe she wasn't the type of woman for him, because she's looking for a dude to really take charge and lead her, because she's already doing stuff for herself. So she's looking for a dude that's better than her. You get what I'm saying? Now, this guy that she dumped, or that she got rid of, or whatever, he probably wasn't at that level, and so their compatibility didn't work out. You understand? I know a lot of guys might watch this and be like, "Oh, chicks are never satisfied, and that's why she dumped him, because female nature, and bitches are hateful, and they're monkey branching and all that stuff." I could understand how you could look at it that way, but at the same time, when a man says, okay, I'm going to go get my license, okay, I'm going to get up and go to work, or I'm going to go do this to make our lives better, and then he doesn't do it, you lose major points with a female, bro. You lose major points. Like they feel very disappointed and they can't take it. And like I said, when it really comes down to it, it's not about all of that. What it's really about is compatibility. He probably needs a woman that would help him more, that would be more of an assistant to him. And then he can go down, because his masculine identity is the type of masculine identity that requires more assistance from his woman, right? So maybe that's what he's looking for. She's not that girl. She's already got 2 real estate licenses, and she is ready to take over the world. And she's looking for a man to lead her in that direction. Okay. And there's nothing really wrong with that. There's nothing really wrong with that. But we got to be honest with ourselves. You understand? And luckily for him, he was dealing with a chick that was actually honest with herself and realized, nah, he ain't the guy for me. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Everybody does things at their own pace. That's a part of your masculine identity too, right? It might take me 15 years to become a millionaire. It might take somebody else 5 months. It is what it is, right? We can't compare ourselves to other people, and we have to be honest with ourselves and know what's for us and what's not for us. And that's pretty much it, man. So shout out to this young lady with her drunk ass, but it's all good, man. But it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you got something from this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself, be grateful, and remember the truth is inside you. Peace.